Welcome to the Growth Zone. My name is Christian Bartsch, and today's topic is how to generate sales in economic contraction. So, at the moment, it's such a hot topic when you look at it, what's happening. Recently, I got a call from quite a large German freight company, and yeah, we've had with them an account for I think over 20 years or so. And yeah, they were literally asking me whether we had anything to ship on a pallet. They were really in need of assignments, which means of course they're hungry to do business with us, and we have a good negotiation position due to that. But the thing is, the situation is not necessarily best from the point of view, of course, of a buying company. Because if we have economic contraction, and as now at the moment with all this craziness with the viruses, people being put in quarantine, shipping lines being stopped, quarantines of entire ships, planes even not being able to travel into certain regions, even the unloading of freight can be a problem. It becomes a sustainable issue for businesses who are very successful or growing in the export industry. And even if it's just exporting, like for us, exporting, for instance, goods to the United Kingdom or to Poland or, yeah, even Italy and that. We have companies who work for us, provide for us services, production services. They're based, for instance, in Italy, in the United Kingdom, in Bulgaria, in China, in South Africa. And that's the thing. We are, as a global business, we want to, of course, have a great team of people who are really best in what they are doing. And that as well means as well suppliers who are best in what they're doing. Unfortunately, in such kind of an economic contraction of this kind, as we're experiencing it now, it means as well that the logistics chains become contracted, which means we get bottlenecks. And the bottlenecks become obvious because, as an example, let's say you have to print something. Let's say you're printing leaflets or catalogs, magazines, anything that's being printed. You have to ship the paper to the printing company, and then the printing company has to ship it to the freight company, and then the freight company has to ship it, of course, by air or sea to the destination, and from there it's further shipped eventually to the storages from where the magazines are then distributed to the target locations. So these are all elements and parts of a shipping chain or logistics chain can be definitely forced into a multitude of bottlenecks. But that's as well going to affect sales, because it means that if you want to sell something to a client, the client asks you, well, when am I going to get the delivery then? Exactly. That's when you have a problem, because you cannot reliably tell your client, well, next week, or in 4 weeks, or in week 35, we'll have it. That's not possible. 2 days ago, I ordered a new iPhone 11 in one particular color. They said to me, well, it'll be, with the current situation, maybe end of the month, that we're lucky. So 3 weeks or so. Then we added as well to the order as well a different kind of iPhone with a different color. That's also not in stock. Also that kind of time. And another device, all not on stock. We thought, wait a minute. The same delivery issues? Yes. Oh, yeah. The stuff is being produced in China. But it's the iPhone that's on the list. We can't go and say, well, we want a Samsung. Samsung is being produced in China as well, and in Korea, Vietnam, and so on and so then we've got there as well the same problem, because the shipping stuff isn't coming to Europe or to the US to a certain degree. And that's where sales are getting a problem, because your client wants to know when he's going to get the stuff delivered. With services, it's a little bit different, because of course you could say, well, okay, I want to have, for instance, my car fixed. How long will it take? Well, we can do it in 2 days. Yes, but if the spare parts are not in stock and you can't get them, you can't fix the car in 3 weeks or in 8 weeks. And the car can't move without that part, and you've got a problem. So this contraction of logistics and economy results as well in a situation where services can't be sold either. But okay, let's imagine we're talking about a service that isn't dependent on a part that's being only produced in the Asian region, or so far away that it becomes an issue because logistics is partly frozen in certain ways, that we can't ship it as regular in a fast way. So you have to focus and say, fine, I have to offer my sales in a different way. So I have to pitch the client in a different way. If my product isn't dependent on these logistical nightmares, then I am able to offer it differently, because I know it. As an example, let's say the client says, well, I want to have this and this software program for me, or I need to have this and this construction plan done, and I know, okay, the construction plan takes 8 weeks to do. We can do it in 8 weeks, yeah. Okay, maybe we need 9 weeks if there's something special of it, and we can do it in 9 weeks. An architect is not dependent on any kind of equipment for that he doesn't necessarily need to provide the product. Unless, of course, you have to print out the plans, and he can't print it out because the machine is broken, but he still can find a printing company who might be able to print that one page. That's always something, somehow one can find a solution. For fixing a car where you don't have the spare parts because they're manufactured in China, you've got a problem. But for all of the things where you do not experience a contraction or a bottleneck through logistics, you are able to generate sales. The thing is, how do I generate sales in a time when the marketing platforms that one usually would use, especially in social media and search engines, they are as well in themselves stuffed full with garbage, and the audience that you're targeting has become so immune to it that they are not really willing to accept it. There's been too much scams and other useless stuff being produced and delivered and serviced, that people are not willing to use that anymore. They might still interact with it, watch the videos, click on the ads and all these different things, but you will lose in the quality, because the quality people will say, I don't want all this stuff, because now we're listening all the time, we're seeing coronavirus, we're seeing these issues, and here and there, and the decision makers won't want to be in social media now. So that's a big problem. Why do you advertise, let's say, somewhere in a social media platform like Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, or LinkedIn, or other areas, when your clients aren't there at the moment, because they're trying to avoid all these negative messages that are happening? You have to then decide, okay, what can I do? You have to change your sales strategies. That's the thing. Because at the beginning we had the old sales strategies that meant you send out leaflets, flyers, you have somebody passing by and doing this and did that. Then we moved on to the social media or social selling strategies. Social selling strategies are now dying. They are massively dying because so many people jumped on the bandwagon that they started spamming everybody. I get nowadays like 20 or 30 spam messages on LinkedIn. Everybody trying to sell me stuff, and it's not even relevant to me, not even relevant to my industry, to my business, Or myself, it's absolutely not relevant, and I think, why are you offering me this? It's like, for instance, going to a manufacturer of cars and saying, hey, you need a new car, I want to sell you a new car. The manufacturer might say, I don't need a new car, I produce vehicles, I produce trucks, I produce everything, I don't need your car. Yeah. Or somebody who produces chewing gum gets offered by a different chewing gum, you need chewing gum, you need chewing gum. I don't need chewing gum, I produce the stuff enough, it's coming out from everywhere, I don't need that. And that's the key thing. This social selling has changed into a social spamming, because people are using message bots for LinkedIn and other platforms. There's so many. Even the price range goes from like free to free premium strategies, $10 a month, to $400, $500, $700 a month. But at the end, it doesn't matter. Your audience is fed up of being spammed, and the key people are not even going back into LinkedIn just to avoid the garbage. And it's myself as well. I saw that as well. I didn't go in for a week, and my inbox was so full, and it was all garbage. I think there were maybe 2 relevant messages. The rest was all garbage. Made absolutely no sense. And the same thing with the contact request. So much garbage. Do you think that a decision maker is going to buy anything that way? Your conversion rate is going to go down the drain. But there's a different way of doing it. But unfortunately, it requires the right training. We are already doing it in our own business as well. And it does work. But it requires as well that you have to change your infrastructure. And we've done it. Now next week our phone system is well going to be changed as well and modified. We're connecting as well our phone system with our business management and business logic system. You could call it an ERP, enterprise resource planning system, enterprise management system, which contains everything from sales to marketing, internal IT, because if my notebook doesn't work anymore, I need of course help from IT, or my mail doesn't work, and other things. As well from purchase. The purchasing things coming through that. And even if our sales team actually gets a request from a client, they can straight away funnel it over to purchase, and the purchase person can check with the supplier if that's available, especially in today's time when we have to take into consideration that a contraction of the economy means as well contraction of logistic chains. It is this fast ability to be efficient. And yeah, at the moment here, as I speak, we are getting messages that schools are going to be closed. Some schools already closed. Some companies already even sending the people into home office and all that. That's for us no problem. We are already so organized with our business management software that we're using it in the cloud. And that's the great thing. We've got sales teams based in Germany, based in South Africa. We've got people in Poland, people in the UK, and it doesn't matter. If these things happen, everybody continues to work from home. We can even have our meetings through our notebooks. Some of us have Apple devices, others have Acer, for instance, or have a Dell notebook, depending on what they're doing. I've got here even two screens on my desk here at home and a MacBook. If things happen, I don't go to the office, I work from home. And even if it's necessary, I could still even jump into my car, go somewhere, use my tablet, and do the conference through my tablet before I go and meet a client somewhere. And that's the key thing. You have to start thinking how you are going to transition your business so that you become less susceptible to the impacts of economic contraction and all this virus stuff that's happening around. Because it means that if you are not able to transfer your business activities into other locations, whether it's home or a different office or a different city, a different country, you are making yourself extremely dependent on things that cause high economic risk to your business. Because even if, let's say, your purchase department can't handle the incoming invoices, the accounting department can't make payments, you will get huge problems. Your suppliers will not supply to you, you can't pay bills, you can't pay your staff, people are quitting, people are getting sick, and the entire business starts killing itself, instead of growing or surviving the unpleasant times we've got ahead. So think about it. It doesn't always mean that economic contraction will force us to shut down. We have to be flexible enough, and especially when I'm looking at medium-sized companies, and I'm speaking for a lot of people who I know who've got medium-sized companies from 50 to 5,000 employees. They're all in their special niches, very specialized and capable of adjusting their businesses. But these economic times now that we're doing, it is forcing us to rethink as well our entire organizational structures. It's not just about sales process and workflows and that, but even how we organize, what systems we are using to manage our sales, to manage our purchasing departments, our accounting, even human resources. What's the point of having a human resources system that's not able to communicate with sales or purchasing department and other kind of areas, and sales people not even getting the right training they need, or the IT people not getting the right information that they need, so that the marketing department is able to work efficiently, that the web servers are running properly, that the system is properly documented, that data privacy and data protection officers can't do their jobs properly. Even the in-house lawyers can't do their jobs properly because they don't know when the contracts are due to expire, or when there's any kind of issues that they have to address in time. That's where it is important to manifest a new strategy, and that begins at your core heart of your business. It's how we do our work every day, whatever it is, as a part in the organization. So take that into consideration, and the next few podcasts I'll have following things for you to think about. That includes, for instance, how we empower employees to get them to generate more sales for us, to get us to keep more clients, so the customer lifecycle value massively increases. That's something you can extremely learn from our automotive industry. As well, other topics such as does your business suck? How do you fix that? And yeah, things like how medium-sized companies are going to use the current situation to their advantage, not in a negative connotation, but actually in a positive way, and thereby even create more jobs. You would be astonished. But till then, my name is Christian Bartsch, and this was the Growth Zone. See you soon. Bye.